We'll start off by talking about a file structure and what that actually entails. So your computer stores things like a big filing cabinet. The actual cabinet is called the drive. And then on your computer, you're going to have multiple drives, possibly a C, E, H, and L drives. They're most common on our work computers. Within each of those drives, you can store relevant folders, and then each of those folders will contain your files. To view your folder structure, you want to click down in the bottom left corner on the Windows Start button. On the top right of the menu, we can see a list of options of locations on our computer that we can access quickly. We would like to choose Computer, so you can see it in the middle on the right side of this pop-up menu. Once I click that, it's going to show us all the drives that we have on our computer. It also will include any portable devices that you have plugged in. So if you had a memory stick, a phone, or any other kind of device, it's going to show up here. From there, you can explore the file drives that are in each of these drives. I'm going to select the L drive by double-clicking on it. It's then going to bring me to the new folder structure. We then see that this section is divided up into multiple folders. We can then click on them to find the individual files that we would like to access. If I go into my own folder, I can see a little preview of the kinds of documents that are in each of those folders. To get to this point, we have had to go through multiple folders. So we started at the drive, and now we've ended in my technology training folder. Everything that we have gone through is going to be listed up here in this address bar, and it's going to be listed in a hierarchy. Sometimes it's easier to tell the hierarchy by just clicking within that address bar. So it's going to start over here with the name of the drive, the next folder that we clicked on, the one that followed that, then the next one, and finally the technology training. So it always ends with the file or the folder that you are currently in. So to determine what folder an item is in, you can click that address bar and see what folder appears before the name of the item you are using. If you wanted to know what folder the technology training information is, you would then look right before the slash and see what's listed there. So in this case, technology training is listed in the SLAP folder. If we wanted to see what folder my name is listed under, we look before the slash again, and it's in staff folders. And you keep going back and back until we get to the name of the actual drive. So we know that this is the name of the drive because it's a capital letter followed by a colon. It's very easy to move around in your file structure hierarchy using the address bar. So right now we see that we're in the technology training folder because that is the last one listed. However, we can go back as far as we would like in the file structure just by clicking on the title of each of the sections of the address bar. So we're currently in technology training, but if we would like to go back to the original folder that technology training was in, we could click SLAP. If we would like to go back further to the actual drive, and it would take us back. To go back in your file structure, you can also use the forward and back buttons, which are located to the left of the address bar. If I click the back button, it's simply going to take me back further through each of the folders that I've come through to get to the technology training section. So if I go back, you'll see that technology training disappears because we're no longer in that folder. If I keep going, the next one disappears, staff folders disappears, and we keep going until we get all the way to computer, which is where we're going to find the drives where we first began. And from there, we can then select a new drive or go back through the L drive. So within the file structure on a computer, you're going to see a lot of these symbols. They look just like folders that you might find in your filing cabinet. And a folder is used to access a directory containing related files or documents. They can be used to organize your documents and photographs on your computer. Alright, the next thing we want to look at is what a file is. So when you open up a folder, you will see, depending on how you've organized your documents, there could be more folders or there could be some files. So files are individual resources that store information. There are different types of files, each representing a different type of media. You can tell what kind of file you're going to open by looking at their extension, or oftentimes by looking at the icon that is beside the file name. So in this instance, the grade 7 lesson plan, if you look to the left, we've got the icon for Microsoft Word, and if we look under type, we can see that it is listed as a Microsoft Word document. Another way that we can see what the file extension is by right-clicking and choosing Properties. When you look down, it'll say Type of File and Microsoft Word document, and then right beside it, DocX, is the file extension. So next we need to know what a file extension actually is. We know how to find it. So a file name is made up of two parts. There's the name of the document, which in this case is grade 7 lesson plan, and then there is the file extension. A file extension is the group of letters that occur in the file name beginning after the period. So you can see very small in here the period, and then following that is the docx. There are multiple ways that we can find our folders. In Windows, you can search your files by clicking the folder button that may show up on the right side of the Windows Start button in the bottom left-hand corner. So here we have the Windows Start button, and it kind of lights up whenever you hover over it. And then just to the right, there's these files, or the file icon, and you just click on that, and it's going to open up into your library. Another place that you can find your folders is by clicking on that Start button and going up along the right side here of this Start menu. There will be your name, so you could click that, and it's going to take you to your personal folders, or you could go in directly into your documents, pictures, or music from there. You can also click on Computer. Clicking on Computer is going to access all the drives, and then you can choose the one that you know that your folder or file is in. So if I double click on the L drive, it's going to take me to all the folders that we've organized on the L drive, and I can then go from there to find the specific one that I'm looking for. Another way that we can find a specific folder is by using the search bar that's in the top right corner of the window. So if you type in a search term, you're going to be given back the results after the green line crosses the whole way across the top here. You don't want to keep pressing enter on your search term, because the green will keep restarting and it will end up taking you longer to get the results that you're looking for. So we need to wait until it finishes searching, And when it's done, we're going to see documents start popping up. Once a search is completed, you'll have your list of folders or files that contain the name or the keywords that you typed into the search bar. If we would like to open a file that is in a folder, we open the folder by double-clicking, and then we choose the file that we would like to open, and we left double-click that as well. As soon as you double-click the document, it should open up onto your screen, and it will then be ready for you to edit or make whatever changes you were planning on doing. In order to create an organized space on our own drives, it's often easier to create folders that we can then combine files into to make them easier to find later. As we can see on the screen, I have about 4 videos that are listed here, and they haven't been put into a folder yet. In order to make a folder, we're going to go to the area that I'd like to create the folder in. So we're currently on my section of the staff drive, or the L drive. So we can see up here it says SLAP. What I'm going to do is in the white space, right click, and then it's going to give me some options. If I scroll down, we see this new pop up. If I hover over it, it's going to bring up this pop-up menu, and we're going to click on the word folder. When the text is highlighted, as you can see here, it looks a little blue. That means that as soon as you start typing, the words that are already there are going to disappear. If I click beside it, then I'm going to have to backspace to delete each of those letters. So if you start typing when it's highlighted, it makes it easier and has less keystrokes for you to do. Next, you're going to select the items that you would like to move into the folder. So there are a few ways that you can move the item. I can right-click and press Send To, and then I can choose one of these areas if that is where I would like to send it. Since the folder that I would like to send it to is not listed there, I'm not going to use this option. Another way I could send it into that folder is by pressing the Cut option. When Cut is pressed, you'll see that the icon for the video goes a little translucent. That means that it is selected, and then I open my videos file, I right-click, and press Paste. So that's one video transferred. And then I go back to the area that I was getting my videos from. You can also select videos by highlighting them. So if I left click with my mouse in the white space, I can then drag and then select the 2 videos that are side by side. We know that they're selected because they've turned blue. I've let go of the left click. Now I'm going to click again, and I'm going to move them to the videos folder. As I move them, you'll see the number 2 come up over the icons of the videos to tell me that there have been 2 items selected, and those 2 items are what I'm moving. When I hover over Move to Videos, you see the words Move to Videos come up, and then I let go. If I double click on the videos folder, I can then see that those 2 videos have also been moved into the folder. And to finish off, I'm going to go back for that final video. I'm going to click it, hold it, and drag it. And drag and drop it over top the name of the videos folder that I would like it to go into. And now we have all 4 videos into the videos folder, so it's nice and organized. There are multiple ways that we can restore or delete a folder. We right now are looking at one called Test Doc. So I can right click that document and press delete. It's going to ask if I'd permanently like to delete the file, and I click yes, and it goes. If I then open the recycling bin by double-clicking it, we can see that the test stock has gone into the recycling bin. I can then right-click it and press restore, and that will send it to the original location that it came from. Once we press restore, the test stock then appears back in its original place that we took it out of. If we're deleting something off of our desktop, we can either drag and drop it into the recycling bin, or we can right-click and press delete. It's going to ask if we're sure we'd like to move the file to the recycling bin, and we press yes. Then we open up the recycling bin, and there it is. Then we can click empty the recycling bin, or we can right-click and press empty the recycling bin here. You can restore your item. If you would like to restore all your items that are in the recycling bin, you can click restore all items, which is at the top here. Or I can right-click and press restore, and then we'll see that the test stock has now appeared back on our desktop. It's always important to know where your files are located, because that way, if you need to contact one of the members of the tech team to help you find something that you've lost, or to help you restore an item, you'll be able to give them an idea of where it originally was, which makes it easier for them to restore that document.